Hello, everyone. Welcome to Talk Speak podcast. Today, we're taking a deep dive into some really essential English vocabulary.
That's right.
Specifically, we want to equip you with the words and phrases you need to confidently order food in, say, a Spanish restaurant.
Yeah, and not just order, but maybe even talk about their special dishes, the ones they're known for.
Exactly. Think of this as moving beyond just the basic travel phrases. We want you to feel, well, more fluent in this specific situation.
Right. We've looked at some great sources focusing on key vocabulary, some really good example sentences to show how these words work.
And even a little scene, right, set in a Spanish restaurant.
Yep, to bring it all together in context.
Okay, so our mission today is pretty simple. Unpack these English words, give you clear university-level examples, and then show you how they sound in a real conversation. The goal is to boost your confidence and understanding.
Absolutely. So you can handle that restaurant situation smoothly.
Okay, let's dive in. First up, something you see immediately when you sit down, the menu.
The menu. It's that list, obviously, of food and drinks. But it's often more than just a list, isn't it?
It really is. It can tell you about the style of the place.
Exactly. Like, take this example. The restaurant's menu offered an extensive selection of traditional Spanish tapas, alongside several innovative fusion dishes that intrigued the more adventurous diners.
Oh, okay. So that tells you it's got traditional stuff, but also some modern twists.
Precisely. Or consider this one. Before finalizing our choices, we decided to consult the prefix menu, which seemed to offer excellent value considering the quality of the establishment.
Prefix, right. That's the set menu. Often a good deal.
Usually, yeah. And while sometimes menus can be tricky, especially abroad, like navigating a foreign menu can sometimes be challenging, particularly when specialized culinary terms are used without accompanying descriptions or translations.
We've all been there, haven't we? Staring at a word and having no clue.
Which actually leads us nicely to the next word, order.
Ah, yes. Order. This one's useful because it's both a verb and a noun.
Right, you order your food, that's the action, the verb.
So, for example, after much deliberation, she decided to order the grilled octopus, having heard rave reviews about its tenderness and smoky flavor.
Sounds good. And then there's the noun. Your order is the thing you actually requested.
Like in. The waiter politely confirmed our order, ensuring he had noted down all the specific dietary requirements mentioned earlier.
Super important, that confirmation step, especially with allergies.
Definitely. And another noun example. To expedite the service for our large party, we were advised to place our order for the main courses shortly after being seated.
Makes sense for big groups, so order the request itself or the act of requesting.
Got it. Now, what if you're looking at that menu and feeling, well, a bit lost?
That's when you might need someone to recommend something.
Recommend. So to suggest something, advise it because you think it's good or suitable.
Exactly. And a good recommendation can be really specific. Listen to this. Given your expressed fondness for robust red wines, I would highly recommend the Rioja Gran Reserva to accompany the slow roasted lamb.
Ooh, very tailored. That's a helpful waiter.
Isn't it? We're thinking about wine again. The sommelier recommended decanting the vintage port for at least an hour, allowing its complex aromas to fully develop before serving.
Right. That shows real expertise. It's not just, this one's nice.
Not at all. But sometimes the recommendation is simpler, maybe leaning towards tradition. Although the chef's experimental creations are noteworthy, many patrons still recommend sticking to the classic Paella Valenciana for an undeniably authentic experience.
Sometimes the classics are classics for a reason, right?
Absolutely. You're kind of trusting the person's judgment when they recommend something.
That's true. And often, you're hoping they'll recommend the restaurant's specialty.
Ah, specialty. Good one. As a noun, it's a dish that the restaurant is really known for, something they excel at.
Their thing.
Kind of, yeah. For example, the restaurant specialty, cocinillo asado, roast suckling pig, requires ordering 24 hours in advance due to its elaborate preparation process.
Wow. Okay. That tells you it's serious business.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Or it could be something less obvious. While known for their seafood, this particular coastal town's hidden specialty is a unique almond-based dessert passed down through generations.
Like a local secret. I love finding those.
Me too. And it connects to a bigger idea. Exploring regional specialties is often a highlight of culinary travel, offering insights into local culture and agricultural traditions.
It's like tasting the history and culture of a place.
Exactly, tasting the heritage, as you said earlier.
And building on that idea of something special, we have the phrase signature dish.
Right. signature dish. This is maybe a step beyond specialty. It's a dish that really identifies a specific chef or restaurant. It's like their culinary autograph.
Oh, I like that culinary autograph.
It often represents their unique style or philosophy. Like, Ferran Adrià's deconstructed Spanish omelet became his signature dish, revolutionizing perceptions of traditional cuisine at El Bulli.
Wow, a game-changer dish.
Totally. Or think about this. The restaurant proudly presents its signature dish, a saffron-infused seafood stew, which encapsulates the chef's philosophy of using fresh, locally sourced ingredients.
So it tells a story about the chef's approach.
Precisely. And creating one isn't easy. Developing a compelling signature dish requires not only culinary skill, but also a unique creative vision that sets a restaurant apart from its competitors.
It's their masterpiece, in a way.
You could say that. Now, when you hear about these interesting dishes, you'll probably want someone to, well, describe them.
Yeah, the verb meaning to tell you what something is like, give you the details.
And you can ask for different levels of detail, for instance. Could you please describe the preparation of the bacalao al pilpil? I'm curious about the traditional Basque emulsification technique used for the sauce.
Okay, that person really wants to know the technique.
They do. Or a description might focus more on the taste. The food critic vividly described the explosion of flavors in the gazpacho, praising its perfect balance of acidity, sweetness, and spice.
That makes your mouth water just hearing it.
Doesn't it? But sometimes words fail. It's often difficult to adequately describe a truly transcendent dining experience. Sometimes the sensations surpass the limitations of language.
So true. Some things you just have to experience yourself.
Exactly. And what makes up these dishes? The ingredients.
Ingredients, plural noun. All the food items you need for a dish. Crucial info.
Absolutely crucial, especially now with allergies and dietary needs. Think about this. The chef emphasized their commitment to using only the freshest, seasonal ingredients sourced directly from local organic farms and fishermen.
That says a lot about quality, doesn't it?
It really does, and in Spanish cooking specifically. A key aspect of mastering Spanish cuisine involves understanding how simple, high-quality ingredients can be combined to create profound flavors.
It's often about letting good ingredients shine.
Precisely. And practically speaking, due to severe allergies, the customer meticulously inquired about the ingredients of every potential dish before placing their order.
You really have to sometimes. Better safe than sorry.
Definitely. Now, when people travel, they often look for food that is authentic.
Authentic. Good adjective, meaning real, genuine, not a copy.
It's a big concept in food and travel. Like, many travelers seek authentic culinary experiences, hoping to taste dishes prepared according to traditional methods and recipes.
They want the real taste of Spain, for example.
Exactly. And it's not just the food. The restaurant's decor, featuring hand-painted tiles and rustic wooden furniture, contributed to its genuinely authentic Andalusian atmosphere.
It's the whole vibe, the feeling.
Right. But it can be complex, too. Determining whether a dish is truly authentic can sometimes be complex, as recipes often evolve over time and across regions.
That's a good point. What's considered authentic might change.
It can. Now, thinking about taste profiles, a common word is savory.
Savory. The opposite of sweet, basically. Salty or spicy flavors.
Yeah. Very relevant for Spanish food, for instance. Unlike the sweet pastries typically found in French patisseries, Spanish bakeries often feature a delightful array of savory empanadas and cocas.
Ah, like little pies or flatbreads. Yum.
Exactly. Or imagine this. The rich, savory aroma wafting from the kitchen hinted at the slow-cooked oxtail stew simmering on the stove.
Oh, wow. You can almost smell it.
Can't you? And it fits into the balance of a meal. The tasting menu artfully balanced sweet, sour, bitter, and savory elements, creating a complex and harmonious culinary journey.
That balance is key in good cooking.
It really is. Now, if something is really good beyond just tasty, you might call it exquisite.
Exquisite. That sounds fancy. Like extremely beautiful or delicate or well-made.
It definitely implies a high level of quality or artistry, like presentation. The presentation of the dessert was simply exquisite, resembling a miniature work of art with its delicate sugarwork and vibrant fruit coulis.
Almost too pretty to eat.
Almost. Or think about quality ingredients again. We were treated to an exquisite selection of Iberian ham, each slice showcasing subtle differences in flavor and texture based on the pig's diet and curing time.
You can tell it's talking about top-tier stuff.
Right. And it doesn't have to be food. Finding such exquisite craftsmanship in modern ceramics is rare. Each piece reflected a dedication to traditional techniques. it speaks to exceptional quality.
Okay, so exquisite is for something truly special.
I think so. And when you encounter something that good, you really should savor it.
Savor, the verb meaning to enjoy something slowly, really appreciate the taste or smell, or even the whole moment.
Don't rush it. Instead of rushing, they chose to savor each bite of the perfectly cooked chuleton bone-in ribeye steak, appreciating its depth of flavor.
Take your time, enjoy every mouthful.
Exactly. Or focus on the senses. She closed her eyes to better savor the complex notes of the aged sherry, letting the nutty and saline nuances linger on her palate.
Really tuning into the experience.
Yes. And it can be broader, too. Moments like watching the sun set over the Alhambra, accompanied by good wine and conversation, are meant to be savored.
Appreciating the whole experience, not just the food.
Beautifully put. One last verb before our scene. Peruse.
Peruse. Sounds a bit formal, maybe. It means to read something carefully, thoroughly.
It does sound a little more formal than just read, but it fits the context of looking carefully at a menu or wine list. They took their time to peruse the extensive wine list, seeking the perfect pairing for their celebratory meal.
Right, you wouldn't just glance at it if you were trying to find the perfect wine.
Oh, probably not. Or, while waiting for their table, the couple decided to peruse the menu displayed outside, already anticipating the culinary delights within.
Building the anticipation.
And you can peruse other things, too. He liked to peruse cookbooks not just for recipes, but for the cultural stories and historical context often embedded within them.
So it implies careful, thoughtful reading.
I'd say so. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground with these words.
We have. Now let's put them into action. We have this scene, right? Alex and Ben in a Spanish restaurant talking to Javier, the waiter. Imagine, warm lighting, maybe some flamenco guitar.
Sounds lovely. Yeah, the scene is great because it weaves in a lot of the words we just discussed. It kicks off with Alex and Ben looking at the menu.
Standard starting point.
And Ben says he wants something authentic, remembering a Papa's place he liked.
Okay, so he's setting the goal for the meal. He wants that genuine experience.
Exactly. Then Alex has a good idea, ask about recommendations. Smart move.
Always a good strategy if you're unsure. So Javier, the waiter, comes over.
And Alex asks him straight up to recommend a really memorable Spanish dish.
Taking the initiative, I like it.
And Javier goes for it. He recommends the arroz negro black rice. He calls it their specialty. And even their signature dish. See how he uses both? Really emphasizes it.
Right, hitting those keywords. So Ben, understandably, wants to know more.
He asks Javier to describe it.
Makes sense. If it's the signature dish, you want details.
And Javier does a great job. He lists the ingredients: the rice, the fresh squid and prawns, the broth, the squid ink.
The magic ingredient for the color.
Exactly. And he points out it's made in the authentic Valencian way. He really paints a picture.
He does. And Alex is impressed, calls it incredible, and even uses our word, exquisite.
Nice use of exquisite. Javier then adds that it's a dish to be savored, setting the expectation.
Which clearly works, because Ben says, okay, we'll order the arroz negro.
Decision made. Alex adds some sides: pan con tomate, jamón ibérico. Classic choices.
Can't go wrong with those.
Javier confirms the order, even bigging up the quality of the ham. Nice touch.
It is, building that anticipation. Ben says he's excited after the great description.
And Alex notes how valuable a good recommendation is, which is true.
Definitely. The feed ends nicely, too, doesn't it?
Yeah, Alex suggests they savor the anticipation while they peruse the wine list, bringing in those last two words nicely.
It really ties it all together, shows how you can use this vocabulary naturally in that setting.
Absolutely. It makes the whole interaction feel much richer, I think.
Thank you for joining us. See you next time.